you look beyond the surface. There are also the supernatural that you also bring into the fray.
In this case, everything is on the surface. If you can't see it, it's because you are not looking hard enough.
Tell us.
And with the aid of your glasses and my glasses, we should see it.
Tell us, what are you saying?
What I'm saying
that makes you think that Bola Tinubu, is ahead in the race.
First, there are three main candidates. There are several other.
There are 15 of them, actually.
Yeah, and they are all very competent people, good Nigerians. I believe they all have good intentions. But as I've heard from you repeatedly in this program, you talk about three leading candidates. Okay, so if we talk about those three leading candidates, and sometimes you proceed to mention their names or their parties. You talk about Atiku Abubakar, you have just shown him rather generously. And you speak about my dear friend, Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party, and then Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress. It is no secret that you have at least 5 governors who are, including governors that matters in the South-South, where you talk about the stronghold of PDP. Now, some of the governors revolting against Atiku are from that part of the country. And you talk about our candidate for the first time going to
Baramatu
Kingdom. I'm not even sure that a PDP candidate has ever gone to that place because they have always taken it there for granted. And so PDP is a house divided against itself, and the real damage be done to the reputation of PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar is that governors, not unknown quantities, governors, state chief executives, who have never decamped from PDP, who can be called PDP indigens, they spoke to the fact that you can't trust the PDP candidate, Atiku Abubakar, and therefore they withdraw from his campaign council. And even the immediate past governor of Ondo State, Mimiko, is in that group where he went to today. He did have the honor of being received by perhaps the most high-profile politician in that state. So this is not secret to be uncovered. So you know it. You talk about it all the time. So as they say, even in the background I'm coming from, you introduced me correctly, and I'm very proud of that. As former president of the NSC, we always say that united we stand, divided we fall. So if 5 people have reason to question the character of Atiku Abubakar, that you can't trust his word, that he can't even manage his own party, he can't grant concessions, he's so fixated about certain things, he's totally insensitive to Project Nigeria, the need to keep Nigeria together. He could go to a place like Kaduna and speak to a part of the country and say, don't vote for a Yoruba man. He didn't say don't vote for Tinubu, but that's a huge difference. You might say don't vote for Tinubu, but when you say don't vote for a Yoruba man, and you say these people who call themselves ethnic nationalities, don't vote for Yoruba, don't vote for an Igbo man, the Igbo nation. So, because the man is Igbo, it doesn't matter. The fact of being Igbo makes him unelectable. A man who seeks to govern Nigeria has said this publicly on record. How can you trust him? You can't manage your household. You are a serial divorcee, and you want to preach unity, family unity to me? No, that's not that. So it's not difficult to see why Atiku can't win. He can't.
I've had
because also remember, Shehu, when he had the benefit of a joint ticket between Atiku as presidential candidate and Obi as vice presidential candidate, he got all the votes, and he had his wife. I hear they are separated now, or the divorce is in court. Jennifer, who he later converted to Jamila. Even with that all going for him, went to the East, I told them, your daughter is my wife. He got all the votes in the East, but he couldn't make it. Now, between him and Obi, they are falling apart. just like he has fallen apart with many PDP governors. So what miracle does he have?
Because I mean,
unless you know what I don't know. But if it is based on what people can see,
because politics is
this house is broken.
So we might be able to analyze based on the science of what we are saying. And part of it is that there are a few factors that are maybe of advantage to your party, and of course there are disadvantages also for your party. And for the other parties, Labour Party, APGA, AAC, and the rest of the political parties, they have their advantages, and they also have their disadvantages.
That is like
now, one of the advantage that your party has had over the last 2 election cycles is that you have a unique candidate who undoubtedly has brought to the fore, nothing less than 10 million votes, and he has done that consistently. That man will not be on the ballot any longer. Now, this man had gone head-to-head with the man Atiku Abubakar that you have talked about. Now, these are 2 strong men who have gone to the contest several times and tested it. Bola Tinubu is going to the ring for the very first time at this level. He's not been able to validate himself with any votes that we understand or know in national elections, except when he was a senator, but of course that was short-lived. But then, at the national level at this stage, he's not been tested.
You don't even remember that he contested election as governor of Lagos State and he won?
No, I'm talking about the national level, at the presidential level. So I'm saying Atiku Abubakar, Buhari, they've gone to into the bout several times, but their votes have been tested.
Yeah.
But Bola Tinubu has not been tested at that level.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Isn't that?
If you are a good sportsman, and particularly if you watch boxing, or if you have been following the recent World Cup, you will find that some teams that have been in the World Cup and some that have never appeared, this year edition, they are making a huge, bold statement, redefining the name of the game and playing it differently and putting the traditional champions on notice that the world is changing, it can never be the same again. Now, Atiku is battle worried. He has nothing new to say. He will sell everything. I will sell an NPC. Once he says he will sell an NPC, people say, oh, that was the way you sold Nitel. What became of Nitel? Oh, I will enrich my friends. Even if I'm not enrich my family, so it's about enriching your friends. And so those Nigerians who don't know you, what are they going to gain? So I don't think you want to play that up. I think Atiku himself, just that at this point, it's hard for a man to say, look, I throw in the towel in the middle of the game. So you rather patch it up. You know, there's nothing. He's the weakest link right now. So among the 3 leading candidates, I think he's the weakest.
So you've not touched on the question I asked about the fact that your candidate has not been tested compared to the likes. In fact,
there's no evidence.
Peter Obi has been on the ballot before, but your candidate has not been on the ballot before.
So they have something in common. Both of them have offered themselves before and they were rejected. That cannot be a plus. But let me just draw your attention to the fact that you are, if we have to say the truth, you are easily one of the most seasoned political desk TV hosts in this country today. I'm sure you will agree that around the world, there are many who offer themselves for the first time and unfortunately they won, like Macron. There are several. So it is not an advantage. In fact, sometimes you become stale. Oh, Atiku again. What he couldn't articulate last time, he's going to de-articulate now. So I think that there's something that Nigerians are able to see, that the fact that somebody has been there supporting, not say, I have to be. For Atiku, if he's not the candidate, he takes a flight to Dubai. But you are talking of someone who, upon leaving office, supported his wife rather than himself, talking about selfless service and talking about gender equality, says, okay, you know, madam, you've been looking after the children for 8 years while I was at Alausa. Now you go to Abuja and I will look at the home front in Lagos. And that doesn't make him different. He provides support for others, including Buhari, to contest, and fortunately for him to win. Now, that shows someone who is ready to support people who he believes, can handle the Nigeria project.
Does that make him,
as compared to someone who, if he's not the one, then he's out of the game.
Does that make him better than any of the candidates?
He speaks to character.